What's up, Taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and oh my goodness, Jen Psaki said the quiet part out loud, Taters. She said that communism is a failed ideology. Holy smokes. Now, let me tell you how we got here, okay? Because this wasn't the song she was singing 2 days ago. Now, this was done yesterday, as a matter of fact, at the White House press briefing. And this was done 2 days ago. Right now, I am recording this early in the morning on July the 16th. And this was a briefing she gave 2 days ago on the 14th. Now, what happened was a member of the press asked her straight up, do you think the reason why there's an uprising and the reason why Cubans want to leave Cuba is because they hate communism, is because of communism? He specifically asked her directly, hey, do you think they want to leave because of communism? And because we understand that the demon rats, their ideology is supporting of communism. They have basically, which is socialism on steroids. They are actually supporters of communism. And they always come up with this excuse of, well, nobody has done communism right. There's no such thing as communism done right. And I've told you all before, communism has killed way more people than Nazism. Both are bad, but communism has killed over 100 million people, while Nazism has basically killed a little over 6 million people. So you can't even compare the difference between the two and which one is absolutely horrid and bad against people. So let's play this video, because this is the video that got them in trouble. They understand that the Hispanic community heard about this and they realized, oh, wait. You're trying to turn the United States into the communist country I escaped from? Oh, I'm straight voting red, baby, come 2022 and 2024. So they realized that the Hispanic community, and I told you guys, if you're going to play identity politics, if you're going to play identity politics, that the only group of people you should court are the Hispanic Latin people. You should court them because they're more likely to vote red. So let's go ahead and listen to how she basically filibustered this entire question 2 days ago. And then we're going to go to the video where she changed her tune, hunty, okay? And it was a big 180. So let's look at this video first.
Just quickly on Cuba, the DHS Secretary Mayorkas is warning people there, if you take to the sea, you will not come to the United States. Why is that?
Well, first, I think it's important to understand the context of what the Secretary was conveying yesterday, which is just that it is still the case that it is not the way to come to the United States is not through processes of trying to come to the border without going through an asylum process, or coming by sea without going through an asylum application process. There are certainly programs through which some of them have not been reinstated.
Notice she's not answering the question.
I should say, that were put in place by the Trump administration, that are being reviewed, as he said yesterday, that would apply to the individuals and people of Haiti and the people of Cuba as well. Those have not been reinstated. They're being reviewed. That's what the Secretary said yesterday. What he was reiterating is that this is not the time to travel irregularly. It's dangerous. People can lose their lives as they have in the past.
And as the administration tries to figure out the root causes of migration to the country, don't we know that the reason people want to leave Cuba is because they don't like communism? And so, as you're trying to figure out
the question, Jen,
what the processes are for these people who want to leave Cuba.
Well, I'm not sure what your question is.
You understand?
You guys.
Why are people?
She knows the question. She's playing dumb. She's playing. I don't understand the question. I don't understand. I have not been briefed yet whether it's okay for me to sit up here and take a doo-doo on communism yet. I'm not sure. I have to get a permission to say this. So I'm going to act like I don't know what you're talking about.
Leaving Cuba, or what is the process for them getting here? I can explain either of them, but you tell me.
Sure, yeah. Do you think that people are leaving Cuba because they don't like communism?
I think we've been pretty clear that we think people are leaving Cuba, or not leaving Cuba, or protesting in the streets all as well, because they are opposed to the oppression, to the mismanagement of the government in the country. And we certainly support their right to protest. We support
they are against oppression and mismanagement of the Cuban government. Guess what, Jen? That's communism, girl. Okay? Say it with me. Communism. But she won't say it because she's thrown off by this question, because she don't know if she can actually tell the truth, because she understands she's going to make a lot of her commie comrades very angry.
Their efforts to speak out against their treatment in Cuba. I will say separately, an important question is also what happens when people are seeking protection, or what happens when they are attempting to flee. In the past, as I noted, we've had several humanitarian programs, such as family reunification parole programs for both Haiti and Cuba. Those were policies or processes that were in place prior to the Trump administration. Those have not been turned back on, as Secretary Mayorkas said yesterday. He also said we're assessing the status of those parole programs. Haitian and Cuban nationals in the United States with a fear of return to their home countries may be eligible for protection, such as asylum under U.S. law. Haitian nationals already in the United States may be eligible for temporary protected status. But migrants interdicted in the Caribbean who manifest a fear are referred to USCIS for a protection screening. That's what happens. Those who do not manifest a fear, or who are not found to have a credible fear following the screening, are repatriated to their country of origin. Those found to have a well-founded fear of persecution or torture are not brought to the United States. They are referred to a third country for resettlement. I'm sharing all of that with you so people understand what the process is when they're trying to make what a treacherous journey is, and a challenging journey where people can lose their lives. But certainly, we have said many times, and I will reiterate here, that we support not just the role of protest and peaceful protest. We stand with the Cuban people in their call for freedom from both the pandemic and from decades of repression and economic suffering to which they have been subjected by Cuba's authoritarian.
It's called communism
regime. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is what she said 2 days ago, all right? And the Hispanic community went wild with anger. And the demon rats realized, uh-oh, we made a big oops. It's bad enough that you had them say, hey, you can't come over here if you're from Cuba. So that really made them angry. And you got to understand, yes, Florida has a lot of Cubans, but it's not just Florida. You have them in you have them in blue states like New York, like New Jersey, like Maryland. Now, I don't think it's enough of them in that area for them to make a big difference, but also in Texas. So this is the thing. This was a big bad thing that Jen Psaki did. But woo, baby, come yesterday, she got her approval to talk about communism. And I haven't checked the communist section of Twitter yet. I haven't checked Twitch yet to see if they about this happening because you understand these people on the left are pro-communism. But listen, ladies, clutch your pearls. Men, clutch your AR, because you are not going to believe how she did a 180 on this.
Now that you've had a few days to think about it, does this White House still think the protests in Cuba are happening because people are upset about a rise in COVID cases there, or is there some thought maybe given to the possibility that they are protesting because they are sick of communism?
Well, Peter, first I would say communism is a failed ideology, and we certainly believe that. It has failed the people of Cuba. They deserve freedom. They deserve a government that supports them, whether that is making sure they have health and medical supplies, access to vaccines, or whether they have economic opportunity and prosperity. And instead, this has been a government, an authoritarian communist regime that has repressed its people and has failed the people of Cuba. Hence, we're seeing them in the streets. But I would note that the ideology of the government, which has failed, has led to a lack of access to economic opportunity, to medical supplies, to COVID vaccines. So all of those pieces are true.
And there are protesters now in this country who are chanting, as these protests in Cuba are going on, where is Biden? So where is he? What is he doing to protect these people who are rising up against the leaders of this failed experiment?
Well, first, he is certainly advocating for and speaking out, as we've put out a statement, multiple statements. Maybe one of you will ask him a question about Cuba today. I will leave it to all of you to determine that. But one, he has made clear that he stands with the Cuban people and their call for freedom from both the pandemic and from decades of repression and economic suffering to which they've been subjected by Cuba's authoritarian regime. There's an ongoing review of our own policies. And as we look at those policies, one of the big factors is ensuring we are not doing anything to pad the pockets of a corrupt authoritarian regime. And that is certainly a factor as he's considering. But we're looking closely at how we can help in a humanitarian way, how we can help support the voices of the Cuban people. And there's an ongoing policy review in that regard.
And we'd be happy to ask him about it later if he calls on us. But one more.
Anyone can ask anything they want.
Whoa! Dude, I can't wait for the commies on the left to lose their minds. You know, they are gonna basically lose their minds when they hear this. Now, this is actually surfacing, this surfaced last night. I'm news diving, so I just saw it today, and I had to share it with you. So let me know in the comments below. First of all, let me just say this. It's too late for this. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think this is going to make a difference. I think once they basically avoided saying that communism is bad and that communism is a failed ideology, I think that the Cuban people and the Venezuela people, or the people who are actually, the Hispanics who actually left communism, I think they realize, like, nah, dude, we don't trust you. And I don't know if they're able to fix it, but it doesn't even matter, because this is a lose-lose situation. Even if they do try to make right with the Hispanic community from those who have left communist countries, I think they're still going to alienate a lot of Bernie supporters, a lot of people from the squad, because a lot of those people a lot of them progressives, especially from the Young Turks crew, they're going to be angry that she condemned communism, because a lot of these people, especially in these liberal colleges and universities where they indoctrinate people to embrace communism, they're going to be angry and not vote for Demon Rats unless they're from the Justice Democrats, which is basically a failed political party now. Within the Demon Rats party, they are non-existent. They don't even, I think their only successful person that they have got in there was AOC. Other than that, the Justice Democrats is just a failed operation within the Demon Rats party. But anyway, I can go on and on. You guys know I love politics, but let me know what you think in the comments section below. I would love to hear what your thoughts are below this video. Be sure to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my family if you haven't done so already by hitting that subscribe button. And I'll see you all next time. Later, taters.